You mentioned one of those pictures you drew your dad, the guy with the briefcase. What's it like being a venture investor? What have you learned, maybe the hard way? You know, what is even that role? Because that's part of what you are. You know, that's a third of what you are, maybe. And it's been a big part of what you've been able to create, but now you spend time investing in a massive amount of companies. So what's it take to be a VC? What is a VC?
A venture capitalist invests in ideas. A venture capitalist has to always stay curious. A venture capitalist also needs to do their research and have their fundamentals and core competencies really intact. I remember talking to one of the top VCs in China. She's like her name was Anna. And Zen Fund is kind of a SV Angels, or as Ron Conway was the first angel investment firm in Silicon Valley. He was best friends with Hammer. And I always say that Hammer and Ron, at the time, this is 20 years ago, were like best friends, like bosom buddies. They went everywhere together. And I always say that, well, people ask me, how did Hammer get into tech? Well, he got into tech through Ron Conway, the godfather of angel investment. Silicon Valley Angels, the term angel investment came from SV Angels, Ron Conway. And Hammer was like this unofficial best buddy / unofficial advisor who saw every deal. That's why we were at YouTube when it was 5 people. We're at Twitter when it was 3. We're at Salesforce when it was less than 100. It was insane, right? And I was this 18-year-old, wide-eyed Asian American kid driving Hammer around to these meetings. I remember when there was still this magazine called Business 2.0, and he was speaking at TechCrunch Disrupt and Stanford Business School, and I always said that Hammer wanted to get into tech and Ron wanted to be cool. That's why it worked out. And obviously Hammer's done very well for himself, and I have nothing but the greatest respect for him. He's like my dad. I call him my black dad. He's taught me everything. He literally is crazy if you think about it, right? I want to be a serial entrepreneur, I want to be an artist, I also want to be a preacher. And Hammer was all 3 of those. He was a serial entrepreneur, he's a VC, started multiple media, entertainment, and tech companies. He was literally still to this day performing, whether it was at halftime shows or Super Bowls or American Music Awards, saw that. At the same time, we would go to prisons and we would go to churches and we would hold revivals, and he would teach me how to cast out devils and heal the sick and preach the word of God. Like, I could not have had a better mentor in my 20s. So I'm so thankful. Shout out Hammer. I call him Pastor. You know I love you. And so going back to the VC question, I remember asking Anna, I said, how do you invest in companies? What's your secret? I said, what's your secret sauce? And she said to me, I invest in founders. And I said, well, how do you know if a founder has what it takes or doesn't have what it takes? She goes, I can't explain it to you. She goes, it's just this gut feeling. I meet with this founder and I just know he or she has it. Their idea might iterate, it might pivot, it might change. Twitter was not what it is now. Neither was any of these companies. Facebook was hot or not. But if you find a tenacious, resilient, committed founder, you can win. So she was telling me how she was an early investor, seed investor in Didi, which was the Uber of China, right? And so she had just invested in these founders where she had this gut feeling that they were winners, right? Not losers. So I think as a VC, you do have to have this sixth sense. It's just like A&R. I'm gonna go find the next big music artist. I'm gonna find the next big rap artist. I'm gonna find the next top model, director, actor, actress. It's all, like I said, it's all similar. The creative industry, whether you're a VC, whether you're in the music industry, or whether you're in the film industry, whether you're in the creator economy, it's like, how do you spot talent? How do you smell this person has the X factor? You talk to a Clive Davis, right? You talk to a Lucian Grange or a Jimmy Iovine, they just know it when they meet a superstar. When you look at, I think it was a documentary about Clive Davis, and he met Whitney Houston for the first time. And she was just singing out of this gospel choir. And she sang that first song on the spot, and she's gonna be a superstar. That also happens through chance, luck, or providence, that you can meet a founder or a talent that has that X factor, that has that victorious spirit, that no matter what happens, I'm not gonna give up, and I'm gonna keep going until I figure out a way to make this work.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.